Florida Senator Marco Rubio is with us now from Houston. Senator, good morning.
Good morning.
Did someone hit the panic button last night?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I can just tell you that a con artist is about to take over the Republican Party and the conservative movement, and we have to put a stop to it. And part of it is, look at the report you guys just did. Donald Trump last night had no answers on the issue of health care. And if you listen to that report that just led into this, the media is pumping him up as some sort of unstoppable force. Donald Trump has portrayed himself now consistently as fighting for the working people, and he has a record of sticking it to working people for 35 years. If any other candidate in this race had his record, there would be nonstop reporting on it. But unfortunately, he's being pumped up because many in the media with a bias know that he'll be easy to beat in a general election. So we're going to put a stop to it now. There is no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
So what do you think a Trump government would look like, Senator?
It would be chaos. No one knows, but it would look probably like the positions he's held for all these years on many of these issues. He is wholly unprepared to be president of the United States. He refuses to answer questions on any specific public policy. He has no plan for health care, for example. They asked him about the debt. He claimed he's going to cut the debt by cutting fraud and abuse, which everyone acknowledges. And he didn't get any follow-up or any press on that, and nobody pressed him on that afterwards. I tried to get the moderators to ask him about it. This is the most important government job on the planet. We're about to turn over the conservative movement to a person that has no ideas of any substance on the important issues, the nuclear codes of the United States, to an erratic individual. Yeah. And the conservative movement to someone who has spent a career sticking it to working people.
Please let us get a few more questions in.
We want to ask you specifically about a meeting that CNN is reporting this morning that your campaign manager met with top donors behind closed doors and the possibility of a contested convention in order to earn the nomination, to get the nomination, was discussed. Is that something you're thinking about?
No, but the truth is that it is possible that no one gains the 1,236, the 1,236 delegates that are necessary to win. If you look at the way it's going now, no one may have that number of delegates, and that in and of itself would trigger a convention in which after the first round, delegates are free to vote for whomever they want. I would not prefer that to be the case. I would much rather just have someone win the nomination in this process, but not a con artist like Donald Trump.
You've said that a number of times, con artists like Donald Trump, but you have been on the stage with him throughout this campaign season. You were very different last night. You were much more combative than I have ever seen you.
Well, because it's a narrower race, number one. Number two, I acknowledge we're an underdog. Donald Trump is leading in the polls, as he tells everybody.
Or you acknowledge that you have failed to do this so far?
No, well, but first of all, I would prefer not to get into a fight with other Republicans, but I would much more prefer not to turn over the party to a con artist like Donald Trump. And last night is the last debate before Super Tuesday, and I'm asking everyone watching tonight, if you're a Republican and you don't want your party taken over by a con artist like Donald Trump, unite behind us. Go to our website, marcorubio.com, and join us so we can put an end to this lunacy.
Senator, 2 days ago, you were here on the air. You said we will win Florida and that the Jeb Bush support would consolidate to you. There's a new poll out that shows that's not the case, that Donald Trump is still ahead by double digits. That's why I asked that question about the panic button. It appears that Donald Trump is rolling toward the nomination.
Yeah, well, if you want to base that on one poll, it's fine. We have our own polls. There's been other public polls that show that that's not the case. We will win Florida. I know our state very well. It is not going to vote for someone like Donald Trump. I will acknowledge that there are some people watching this broadcast that are intrigued by him because they think he's a straight talker and he fights for the little guy. But Donald Trump has spent 40 years sticking it to the little guy or longer. And every time one of those businesses of his failed, you know who didn't get paid? The little guy that was working for him.
Senator, we invite you to come to New York to the table. Thank you for this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.